because you have to buy those in Brazil. You can't get them in Denmark. So yeah, so I made the bikini, and it fit me, and it was well. But now I bought a new one in Brazil. I bought the materials to make a new one, and I bought a whole new made costume. So I have it while I'm making the new one. So I have like 3 or 4 costumes right now, but I don't use 2 of them because it's not so good. But I'm really looking forward to making the new one, because I chose everything myself, the colors, the feathers, the pearls, the glitter, everything, and it's like so exciting, and I love it, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, I noticed something that was different between you and the other girls, which is you wore the black.
Yeah.
And the girls wear those. Carry over samba here. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I mean, I would wear these and walk through the house. Are you
I
ever
think
get
you
that?
would, because you get surprised by the shoes, because they are special made for samba, the shoes the girls were wearing. And most of them bought those in Rio too. And when you're wearing them, it's like wearing flats or something. It's amazing. And the girls were so surprised how easy it is to dance in them compared to the other high heels they used to dance in, because they were not made for dancing. So, but the reason I'm not wearing them is part, I don't know, I think it's a mix of a lot of things. It's like I'm so tall, and I don't want to get a whole lot taller than I already am, because it may look stupid compared to the others, or I may attract a lot of attention because I'm the tallest one. And also because I plan to buy some samba shoes in Rio. Not amazing because then you're not thinking about all the things that's stressing you. Then you just have some hours when you just, it's all about the dance and the music, and you don't have to think about school and all the things that stress you. Yeah, that's great. So in that way, it can be healing because it makes your everyday better and easier to tackle all these problems when you're just having a break from a young life. Yeah, because you are a busy girl when you're 19 and in school and friends and party and work and all that. So, yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to add or share for this documentary from a young person's perspective, a dancer's perspective, a new member's perspective?
No.
I still have a lot to learn, and but also have learned so many things. Not just dancing, but also as a person. Especially being on this trip with Abanda. It's been amazing because I've never traveled that far. Never been to Brazil. I've never been out of Europe. So yeah, it's amazing. So cheap. Really don't know what to say.
That's perfect. That's great. So, John, can you tell me your name and how long you've been a member of the band?
My name is John Slop, and I've been a member of the band for 20 years or so. Yes, one of those having seniority in this band.
Wow, so how old were you when you joined? Because you look like a very young man.
54.
What? Can you say that again?
Slowly.
How old are you?
I'm 54. Cross my heart.
Okay. So, yeah, hard to believe you don't look anything around 54.
Thank you.
So, what brought you to Abanda? Was it music?
Actually, it started way back when the carnival started in Copenhagen. The first carnival I attended as part of another group, and that group sort of dissolved. And we were told about this new group, which were to become Abanda, but hasn't been named Abanda yet. And then a few of us showed up, and this huge group, and it was a much larger group as of today. They had fewer horns and much more percussion, and no dances at all. It was more typical Brazilian band. And actually, I met Daniel, and I met Ole, and I met Palle with that band. But and Palle, at least I know, has been part of a band 1 year more than I. So he has the most experience in this band. But I'm pretty close to him, along with Daniel.
So you seem to be very involved, not only as a musician, but you also seem to be very involved in being one of the people who kind of steps up to serve on committees and things.
Yes. We have, organizational-wise, we have this committee in Abanda, which tries to control what's going on, and we usually do not successfully. Because Abanda, as you experience yourself, is a pretty vivid organism, and it's hard to control. But we do our best, and I'm a member of that. And then I have a job as taking care of economics in Abanda. And I have the third thing, which is we have this self-appointed group consisting of only 2 persons, which are responsible for monitoring if anyone does anything, good or bad, during the year. And then once a year we will pass rewards for good or lesser good rewards to those that are part as in this case our weekends. We have an annual weekends with members. So that's a show we set up.
Well, wait a minute. So you tell somebody that they suck.
No, we don't do it like that. We do it in a more traditional. We don't. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be entertaining. So it's not done in a rude fashion. So we have once we had a medal for those owing too much to Abanda. And that was the reason why we created this award, was because we had one single person who was to have this medal each and every year, because he was always late with his payments. So it became fun to give him this medal just once a year, and nothing would happen. So, but we dropped it. We haven't given this medal for years. It's not fun anymore. Yeah, but we have different categories.
What's the one called that you award to somebody who's been sort of really contributing in it? That's the kind of the nice one.
We had one called Abandist of the Year, #1 in Abanda for the given year. And that's very unusual. They get a special medal.
We're going to start from the beginning.
All right.
You just look at me.
All right.
So, what is your name and how long have you been a member?
My name is John Slot, and I've been a member of Abanda for about 20 years or so, which makes me one of those who has been here for the longest time, along with Pelle and Daniel and Ove and a lot of other guys. It actually turns out, we've discussed it a few times, that when people arrive to Abanda, either they stay around for a few months, half a year or so, and then they skip because that's not something they do not like, they do not fit, or they stay and they hang on for years and years and years. There's nothing much in between. And I'm one of them that keep hanging on, clinging on.
And can you tell me all the things that you take on in terms of responsibility or committees?
In Abanda, we have this principle that whenever we need to have something done, we form a committee, and then people can enroll, list to, or they can participate in that committee, would be the term, I think. And then we have one committee that tries to control what Abanda's doing and the activities and the long planning things and so on. And I'm part of that committee. And they are not, that's something, you cannot enlist to that, or you cannot choose to be part of it. You have to be elected or appointed at least at our annual assembly. So that's about it. And well, I have this post then, and then I have I'm taking care of the economic side of Abanda, and I have this post in this committee, which gives out rewards once a year for good and for less good behavior in Abanda. And that we do it try to do it in an entertaining manner, because it's thought of as a show rather than something being put down to people. People have to enjoy themselves, and they usually do, luckily enough. So it's quite fun.
Yeah, Thomas is holding it up, and they sound
Okay.
very entertaining.
Yes, thank you. So far, it's only me and Gulin, and previously it was Pelle and me who was this committee, and then Pelle chose to step down and Gulin took over. That's about it. So this trip to Brazil will definitely give rise to some medals. I'm quite sure.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just from being an outsider, I could see a lot of people who have really contributed to a lot to making this an extraordinary experience.
And that's actually one of the good things about an organism as Abanda, because as you experience yourself, it's not that controlled, it's not that rigid, it's quite flowing in its structure. But things get done. People take responsibility, and when they see something that needs to be done, they do it. So we're not controlling in this committee I'm part of as such. We're just trying to lead the way. Now we think we should do this, but people are very active themselves. That's nice.
So if you could just sum up and describe for a stranger what Abanda is.
It is an organization. Palle used to say we should remember we are a band and not a party unit. And sometimes we are a little in doubt whether it's the music or the party part which fills the most. Of course it's the music, but it's more than that. It's social network as well.
When I was interviewing Sven from Abanda,
Mm-hmm.
he had a really interesting idea.
Yeah.
And I want to try this idea out on you.
Okay.
And it was inspired by one of the samba drum escuelas.
Mm-hmm.
Their theme was samba is medicine and it's healing. And he was positing that for him, and I know from Thomas and some other stories that people have shared to me, that Abanda is healing.
It's what, sorry?
Healing.
Healing, yes. Could be.
And that it's that people come to it or stay with it because it helps them with something in life. That you find that that's a theme or a story that fits for you in any way?
Well, yes, I can see where you're going, because one could assume that, accept that when someone feels perhaps a little insecure and then they enter a group that is as open and as vivid as this one. Thomas, at his farewell party, said that Abanda has become a family, like a family to him, and that was a very nice put by him. It gives you a possibility to have social relations to a lot of people that are really nice. So in that sense, I could easily see it become a healing. It's interesting. Sweet. We have to discuss that.
But anything that resonates personally for you in terms of why you came to it or why you stayed with it?
I came to it because of the music, and I stayed because of the people, the members. Because the music is of course fun, and that's the core of what we're doing. But I meet so many nice people, and have so many fun experiences. So there's no reason to leave it. That's about it. You can see Palle and Marianne getting in their 70s and 60s and so on, and then they still continue on because it's nice being here.
So, what do you, who are you when you're not Abanda world? What do you do?
Professionally, I work with computers. I'm a computer programmer and I'm a database administrator, which means I oversee data structures and technical data issues, but that's my professional life.
Does Abanda fulfill some side that if you just have your professional things to do every day in and out, how does Abanda kind of fill another side door in your life?
Perhaps a little more unorganized, a little more spontaneous, to say that, compared to my work, because computer is of course controlled in its nature. You have to be careful of what you do, and it has consequences whatever you do. So Abanda can be a little more free-flowing, or is a little more free-flowing. So that could perhaps be the other side. It could be an option, yeah, could be.
When you say that you love, are you a big fan of Brazilian music?
Yes, it's very, yeah.
Well, I don't hear my question, so I have no idea what you were saying yes to. I cut all my questions.
Ah, so you can hear your own question?
They won't when I edit it.
Ah, okay.
So when I edit it, you would be saying yes.
Ah, I see your point. Yes, I love Brazilian music. It has a very good effect when you listen to it. It sort of gives away so much joy, so much life, so much energy in a positive manner. It has such a living attitude to it. I'm very, very much in front of Brazilian music, and have been here for a few times. So.
Now, you were really involved with planning this trip, being on that Brazilian committee.
Yeah.
How do you feel it has turned out? Are you pleased? Is it a success, all your hard work?
has turned out fine. The trip has so far become a success. We've been lucky with the weather. That could easily jeopardize something that may be planned worthwhile. Well, of course we can always improve, and we will discuss this afterwards, what we could have done better and learn from that. But so far I think it's been a nice trip. I've not heard any complaints.
Is it a pain being one of the people who has to be always looking after the money and taking care of the money? Is that...
It is, but luckily Daniel has offered to assist, and he has been assisting, spending this money and distributing and doing all that, because otherwise if you do it as a single person, you will have a lot to do and you may not have time to much vacation. So it has to be split. But we try to split the task in between the members in the Brazilian units, this organizational unit, and normally it works well. Then we have a meeting once in a while to sum up where are we, when we leave, and so on and so forth. It works well, I think. We have a good teamwork.
What was your favorite moment of this trip?
This one? I think the Samba drone was huge, because I've never seen it before, and I've never experienced anything like that. It reminded me, some of the shows reminded me of what I've seen in Las Vegas, but that is actually a cadeau to what they do in Brazil, because in Las Vegas you have the space and whatever technicalities to build it as a solid thing, as a standing thing that has been built from one, whereas this is meant to be shown on a float that moves and has been, well, less than a year on the way. So I'm impressed for what they have achieved. Very, very, very impressive. So I'm looking forward to what my camera has captured.
Yeah, now you've been the Abanda videographer.
Yep, up until now.
No, and you will continue to be. So how has that gone for you in your cinematography, and has this been, is that something you want to talk about that?
Yes, I think it has been interesting this time, because when I've done it before, we have had a trip where we typically move from one spot to another, and that sort of put a history, a flow into the movie. Whereas here we actually move very little. We could be in Rio and we could be here in Iliakan. So I have to find a way to put some structure in this one, and that's a new challenge to me. So I'm quite, well, I won't know until I have back on my computer to see what can I actually do with this one. But I'll do my best. See what happens.
And what do you think is the low point for you?
The low point? I haven't seen any low points which I would describe as low points. I've heard other people complaining about something, but that's minor issues in my view, in my experience. I haven't seen any low points. I think participating in a trip like this requires you to involve yourself to a certain degree to achieve this optimum experience. And you cannot just, as if you were on a planned trip bought by a company, a travel agency, just sit down and expect something to happen. You have to seek it up yourself. And when you do that, then you can easily find something funny and amusing, and then you won't have any low points. But the other thing is, of course, that we've been lucky with the weather, because we've been here at Iliakan 10 years ago, where it rained throughout the entire period, and that was not fun. That was we had a few good experiences, but otherwise it was sitting in a posada, looking at the rain pouring down. That was a low point. But this one, no.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think it's fine.
So Carl,
Yes.
tell me your name and how long you've been a member of the band.
Okay, my name is Carl. I joined Abanda in 2003, about early, I guess, 2003.
And tell me a little bit about your nationality and how you came to be in Denmark.
Okay, well, my nationality is American, or United Statesian, and I grew up in New Jersey, and then I studied engineering, and also in Arizona, and then I wanted to work abroad to try something different, and there was a company in Denmark that was advertising for engineers to write technical documentation in English. So I applied and I got that job and moved to Denmark to do that job. and then found out I could do similar work as a freelance basis. So I ended up building a freelance, a base of customers for freelance technical writing in Denmark. Well, it's possible. I didn't change my citizenship. That seems like a big step. Although it's tempting because it seems to be more advantages to being a Danish citizen than being an American one. But I am American, so it's kind of strange to do that.
Now, have you always been a musician and a trombone player? Can you tell me
Well, always.
Tell me what instrument you play.
Well, in Abanda I played trombone, which was the first instrument that I played. In 4th grade, the band instructor came around and asked if anyone wanted to be in the band. I said, yeah, I'll be in the band. And there was a trombone in my house that had been my dad's. And so I started taking that to school and learned to play trombone. And then I stopped playing completely trombone after high school because I wanted to play electric music, so I learned to play keyboards and bass. And then many years later, Lotte, who's here at the moment, I met her and she told me about Abanda, and I said, it's funny, I used to play trombone like 15 years ago. She's like, oh, get it and come to the rehearsal. And so I had to take some time to get it out of my parents' basement in New Jersey and bring it to Denmark, and then I started playing regularly with Abanda from that time until now.
Now, what was one of the things that attracted you to joining and playing with Abanda?
Initially, it was the challenge of trying to play the trombone. And it seemed like an interesting idea to play Brazilian music. But I wouldn't say, unlike many people, I wasn't especially interested in Brazilian music. I was familiar with some that I thought was fine, and I liked world music generally. But I didn't have a special focus on Brazilian music until I happened to end up in Abanda.
Now, you said today, trombones. No,
Trumpets then, I guess.
yeah, you're the only trombonist. Came up with the theory that people find themselves fully becoming part of Abanda because it has some kind of healing aspect to it in their lives, you know. So what I thought.
Okay.
And the blanket is just 4 minutes left, and I'll change it.
Okay, the tape, yeah.
So we were, this theory.
Yeah, you have a theory.
It was Sven's theory.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't associate my coming to Abanda with a sort of a crisis resolution or anything like that, I guess. It was just an experiment to try to do something different. I think at that time was when I was starting, I kind of hadn't played music for a little while, some years. I just kind of gotten out of it and got busy with the freelance work and got a girlfriend and all of that, so I hadn't played for a little while. So it was part of, I guess, what was happening at that time was me trying to play some more music, and so I started playing also bass with some Armenian people, playing Armenian folk music on bass, and then I played keyboard with some African people to play African music, and at the same time I was playing trombone with Abanda, and also eventually doing some electronic music with a couple other guys from Abanda. But Abanda stays for one thing because it has sort of a powerful social force about it. So therefore, I guess I keep playing with them because it's, in addition to playing the music, it's also regular events, regular social events, and you kind of get sucked into it and keep doing it, I guess. Well, I don't know. Typical me would just be to start with the basics. It's a street samba band with a large number of people, and they all share an interest in Brazilian music and culture and playing music. We're available for parties and your company parties. Think of us, of course. I don't know. It is sort of like an organism, if you like, because people switch through it all the time. And so you never know who's going to be at the next rehearsal. You can guess a couple people pretty well. You never know who's going to be at the next concert. And that's one of the advantages we have coming to Brazil, is that we're the same people for all the concerts all of a sudden, and we're playing every day together. So we know what the band sounds like and who plays what parts, and it gets, actually pretty fast, it gets to be much better than the usual Abanda event, which is more of a pickup event, I guess. Mm. Good.
So, tell me a little bit about the aspects that were interesting to you on this particular activity. There were the workshops, there was
You finding a tape or what?